lot of the songs on the record are about the stages you go through in a breakup. For instance, like if you've been through, like if you were in a long relationship and it sort of came to an end, you go through certain things where you go through like regret, you're sad, then you're angry, you know, then you like sort of lose your mind a little bit and want to like go out with your friends and have a good time and just get into trouble. And then there's sort of like regret and trying to forget the person. You know, there's all these different things that go on. And we looked up brain surgeries, and there's one called Radiosurgery. And basically our idea for the title is basically where you, in order to, after going through all these stages, you realize that you can't get the past out of your head, and the only way you can get rid of them is by like surgically removing them from your mind. And that's what radiosurgery is. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's pretty smooth. I mean, we kind of know how, you know, you go in there, you do the drums first, it takes a couple days, go through the guitars, then I do the vocals, and I mean, it's kind of like this just factory, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like before we're like trying to figure out what kind of guitar sound we want to have. It's like now we've kind of established this is how we sound and this is what we want to do, so.
Certain outlets and people thought that pop punk was sort of like done and over, but the thing about this music is it never was controlled by the radio or media or anything. It's a music that's controlled by the fans and the songs, because they're super heartfelt songs, you know, and people relate to it. And there's been pop punk bands and punk bands around way before New Found Glory, and there will be after us. But the funny thing is that even though people quote unquote said the trend was over, all of our shows were still sold out. Everywhere we went across the world, it was just punk kids. And I kind of feel like bands went away. Our band didn't go away, and the fans didn't go away. They were still there. And now, as the years have gone by, there's all these new pop punk bands coming out, and now the music's the same as it always was, and now getting bigger again. And that sort of is just to say to people that, like, you know, you might have given up on this style of music, but look at all these people rocking this shirt. This music's not going anywhere.
I think to just play as many shows as you can, you know, and go to your, I mean, we get demos all the time, like bring your record or whatever 3 songs you have to your favorite band's shows and try and meet them afterwards. Because the cool thing about our genre is that a lot of the bands are you're able to pretty much meet them just hanging out at the club or, you know, outside or wherever. So it's really accessible. So, you know, that's my advice.
I've heard 2 songs and they sound really different from each other, so it's hard to really tell. I mean, I'm curious to hear the new album. I'm curious to hear it. But the 2 songs I heard sound really different. Like one sounds like super Mark and whatever, and then one sounds like more like Tom's Angels and Airwaves type stuff. So it's really like, I'm really curious to hear the record and hear how it all balances out, because I think that will be, you always got to evolve as a band. So I'm curious to hear the music.